I'm going to ask you, at what point did you decide to buy shares? Because from research, you hold the highest sharehold for a bank. How did you start this? What was the pivotal, interesting thing that pushed you to decide that you would do this? And you've done it for over the years and have increased your stake in that bank. How did you do this, sir?
Oh, it's something that I don't like telling that story. I'm a trader. I've never been involved in a corporate world. But I don't know how to answer this. I went to a bank. But let me tell you, I went to a bank. I'm a customer of this bank, but I'm a small customer. Very small customer. And I go to this bank regularly. You know, I'm somebody, even to today, I don't do electronic banking. Surprisingly. Because I like going to the bank. So I'm seeing who I'm talking to. So that nobody tells me stories. Somebody did that, you're not seeing your money again. So I make it. I went to bank one of these days. The manager was busy doing something else. You people now in bank where you go, of course they tend to you. When it was just few banks, they won't talk to you. So this manager was busy talking to the big people and everything. And suddenly said to us, he wants to go to break. And I said, manager, we've been here since about 9 o'clock. And now you're saying you're going to break. You won't believe it. The manager said, I was rude, that I can close my account and go somewhere else.
Right.
And I left the bank. I decided I'm going to buy the share of this bank. Every year, whatever I get, I'm going to put it in this bank. Buy the shares of this bank. So I started buying the shares small. Every day I buy small of it. Every day, it was my first time. I started buying small of it. And eventually, I started borrowing money from this bank. So I realized two things. The blood of my business is finance. And these people hold the blood. And I give them money and they make profit. And they share it to themselves. And look at how this man treated me. Once I started doing that, everything started. And I started picking. I never worked in the bank. People think I worked in the bank. Never.
Wow.
Not one day. In this my shop, the banks come. One day an MD of a bank came to me and said, Peter, we want you to come to our board. I said, me? He said, yes. Because whenever we come here, what we discuss with you, you can make an impact on our board. I said, okay. I'm not buying little of this yet. I'm not been invited to come to the board. And I entered a board where everybody is above 60 years and I was 30-something years. And I come to meetings and I listen to their meetings. I got involved where they lend money. I see how they lend money to people. I see how to do this to people. And I found out that they're lending money to the wrong people. And I will argue with them and say, listen, this man, listen to him. If you give him this money, he won't pay. This man have a genuine business. And that has remained with me today. Anybody who will pay back debt, I will tell you. Anybody who won't pay, I will tell you. Just looking at the person. By the time he finishes his business presentation, I will tell you this person will pay. And this person won't pay. And I got a bank. One day, the chairman left and they were looking for a new chairman. I was campaigning for somebody. They said, you will be the chairman. You're the #1 contributor here. I'm involved in that bank by default.
I always say that one of the things that Mr. Peter Obi's presidency will bring to Nigeria is not just about good governance, but about inspiration and mind shift for our youths. Now, you can imagine this story, very inspiring story. When this man becomes our president, his stories and his life stories, how we made it, will be an inspiration to our young ones it will begin to show them that hard work actually pays. Now, this man is one politician among all the major contenders that can trace how he made his money. This man explains how he made his money. He didn't make his money from politics. He didn't make his money from government. Now, check out all other major contenders. All of them made their money from government, either by working for government and then became politicians, or just when they became politicians was when they began to make money. But this man is completely different. Now you can see how this man shared his stories of how he made it, how he became a bank chairman. Very inspiring, very a story that will actually inspire young ones to understand that hard work still pays. Like I said, one thing his presidency will do, apart from good governance and bringing civility to Nigeria, it will also inspire young ones to know that when they work hard, they will be able to make it. Now, when you look at his story, one thing is also clear here. How did he become bank MD? Number one, there was dedication. When he decided that he was going to be buying the shares of that bank, one thing that was clear, he was dedicated. So he also demonstrates that for you to become anything meaningful in life, dedication is key, very important. So he did not just make the decision, but he was dedicated to it. He was committed to that decision that he made. The second thing you will take out of this his speech is that it was a gradual process. So he didn't just start buying it today and then all of a sudden tomorrow the banks began to come for him. No, this man was buying it gradually. So it also proves here that, it is a gradual process. It was not a get-rich-quick syndrome that he used. He built that portfolio over time. Like he mentioned, he was buying the shares gradually. So again, he demonstrates that you can become a billionaire when you put one step on another step. I think for me, the most interesting part of this speech is how this man turned his frustration and his anger positively. Now he turned his frustration actually became his inspiration. Now, most people, when the bank manager, speaks to you like that, most of the time, so many people will just close the account and go and say to hell with you and your bank. After all, I can go to bank XYZ. But no, what this did was to inspire this man to say, okay, since you are treating me this way in this bank, I'm going to buy this bank. I mean, that was inspirational. So I think it's also a big lesson that we don't just allow frustrations and allow our anger to get over us. If we can, look at situations and turn them into inspiration like he did, that will be a great lesson for all of us to learn. And like I said earlier, one major thing that his presidency will bring to this nation is to begin to bring inspiration, is begin to show young people that you don't need to be a politician to make it in life. You don't need to be in government to be successful. And that success can actually come by due process. And honestly speaking, when I look at this man, when I listen to this man, I am always moved to campaign for him, because we need such a person to be our president, because the mind shift that he will bring in Nigeria will be enormous. Not just about good governance, but also about mind shift. And I call on Nigerians, this man is the man that we really need come 2027. Thank you for your time, and may God bless you.